What's up everybody, my name is Jared Kaufman. I'm a carpenter and a framer here in Colorado. I build custom homes like these and I just do framing in general, mostly residential but lots of commercial stuff as well. So I've gotten a lot of requests from you guys to do a video on what tools it takes to be a framer, more than just on the tool belt side, but more on the power tools and the equipment and things like that. So we're gonna get into that today. So we can start broad. The first thing is, if you're rolling up to a job site and you're driving a stick shift 2001 Nissan Sentra, not that I would ever drive anything like that, but anyways, you're one, not gonna be able to fit all the equipment that you need, and two, you're not gonna leave a very good impression. At the end of the day, it's not really that big of a deal what you drive, but it does make a difference what you can do when you drive a heavy duty vehicle, whether that be a cargo van, a truck like this, or whatever type of utility vehicle that might be. So, enough about the wheels, let's get into what's inside of it. So, one, it's huge to have some type of organization. 90% of framers you've probably seen, they drop the bed like this and it's just chaos inside of here. Don't get me wrong, this is chaos as well, but it's an organized chaos. Let's get into the tools themselves. The first thing, of course, the first thing you're gonna pull out is your tool belt. I have a biased opinion about Badger tool belts by Occidental Leather. These are the most comfortable, lightest weight, most ergonomical tool belt I've ever worn and owned. So I really love these. This is the carpenter setup. I've got a double bag on the left. Let me know if you want to see an updated tool belt video and I'll post that, but for now, this is just bare bones tool bag setup. We don't need to get into the nitty gritty of what's inside there. The next thing that you're gonna grab that you need as a framer is a compressor. Now I've seen a lot of guys run cordless framers, and I do own a cordless framer as well, but you will never meet the production and the output of a pneumatic nailer. So this is the compressor that I like if I'm using standard pressure nail guns. This is the Makita Mac 5200. It gets about 6.5 CFM at 90 PSI, about twice as good as your typical pancake compressor. It's about half as good as your typical wheelbarrow compressor. So if you have the storage and the capacity for a wheelbarrow compressor, definitely go that route. This one I keep maxed out at 140 PSI at all times. If it allows, I will adjust the power settings to turn on at 120 PSI. I run at higher PSI than most people and than most guns would recommend, but I'm running 4 to 5 people a day at least, and they're all running guns and we're trigger happy, so I like something to keep up with the pressure. So that is a big thing, but it doesn't matter if you don't have air hoses and nailers. So I personally keep 200 footers. I just got them hanging on carabiners inside the topper, 200 footers and a 50 footer. Now I've only got 2 inputs on the compressor, so inside the storage on the compressor, I keep an air splitter. So there we have it, air compressor, air hoses. That's enough of the big stuff, let's get into the fun part. All right, so this is my full drawer system, full of all the tools that I need, but let's start with the basics. One, we've got our air tools. This is the most popular nail gun in the state for framers. This is the NR83A2. It's got a depth set, it's got a steel magazine, super easy to reload, easy to adjust the depth, aftermarket rafter hook on it, hang it on your belt, hang it on the truss, whatever you need. It's right there. Another tool that I love to use, NV83A. This is the exact same nail gun, but the coil version. Here's what I love about coil guns. One, 250 nails per coil minimum, sometimes up to 300. What that means is, yes, the nail gun weighs a little bit more, but here's what's important. My tool bags weigh less. I'm not carrying 10, 15, 20 racks of nails on my body at all times just so I can reload my nail gun. I've got all the reloads right here. This is the equivalent of 10 racks of nails in one coil. When I am not holding the gun anymore, I'm not holding the weight anymore. I'm not carrying it around in my waist. To me, it's worth the sacrifice of weight in the gun to remove the weight off my body. So these are 2 different options. We use these on a regular basis. Now, if you're gonna be working on your own, or working with other people, sometimes it's nice to have other backups. Here we have another coil gun. Sometimes it's nice to have one set for 8s and one set for 16s. That's sheeting nails or framing nails. So that way, instead of reloading the nails, you just switch the gun when it's time to do one task over the other. All right, so nailers aside, the next most popular tool is gonna be the saw. So this is my personal favorite saw, the rear handle Metabo. So this is a great saw, especially when paired with the siding tips dust cover. A 4-inch strip of zip tape will work just fine as well. So here's what I love about this saw. 1, lightweight. 2, it's not the most powerful, but it's powerful enough, which is all that matters on the job site. And here's the deal, I'll take powerful enough over too powerful and too heavy. This is the lightest saw on the market in its category. And same thing with the nail guns, I carry 2 of these. If I'm cutting angled, I can keep one saw angled and keep one saw square, or if I just got a buddy that needs to borrow a saw, I've got that available. All right, next tool that you'll see all the time, impact driver. You can use this when you're rolling up to a job site like this. You've got to do your green plate, throw a paddle bit on there. You can drill your green plate. You've got ledger locks. Keep a bit like this in your bags. You can put a ledger lock in when you need it, keep it on your belt, whatever, no problem. That is a must-have for every framer, and it's usually one of the first tools that people get. Same thing applies for a drill like this. This is a standard drill, not an impact driver. This is great for mixing, if you need to mix concrete or drywall mud or anything, and it's also great if you want to use like an auger bit or something like that. At the end of the day, you can survive with just an impact. So, next tool that you need way too often is the Sawzall. Reciprocating saw is also what it's known as. So this thing right here will cut nails loose, it can cut notches, it's a big fat jigsaw if you need it to be. This is a must-have on every framing job site, whether they like it or not. It's not necessarily a good sign it's coming out, but it's a lifesaver when it does. So here's a note, get one with a hook. You'll be using this in the trusses, on the roof, all over the place. It's worth it to have a hook. You can hang it there. You can hang it on your belt while you're climbing up a crazy ladder, whatever you need. So that's a lot of power tools. Takes a lot of batteries, which means needs a lot of chargers. To me, it is totally worth the investment to invest in a multi-port battery charger. This one from Metabo is awesome. It's got 4 ports. I can charge 2 USBs, and what I also love, it has 2 other outlets, 120 volt. So if you want to charge 2 other chargers on there, you can. Another tip, I like to keep all my batteries and chargers in one bag, so that way in the morning I can grab one bag, plug everything in, and I'm ready to go. Next tool in this list, this is a cordless 1/2-inch router. This is Milwaukee's, and this is a huge time and lifesaver when you're sheeting walls, floors, roofs, anything. This paired with a flush cut single flute router bit will make cutting windows and doors all the easier. The next tool is a Tico Gun, positive placement nailer you'll also hear. This is what you use for nailing hangers, nailing hurricane ties, straps. This is probably gonna be your guy. 90% of the time we use 1.5-inch Ticos. They make separate guns for 2.5-inch Ticos. We don't use them that often, but when we do use them, it's good to have. Couldn't recommend that enough. Now, on the Tico subject, here's another thing. This little guy will save your life real quick, and it'll save your wrists, it'll save your arms, everything when it's time to put nails in a really weird, precarious position. It's got a little magnet in here. Throw the head of your nail in there, air it up, and it'll drive it in. And it sounds like a fart, which is awesome. Next tool in the magic box, angle grinder. Something I like to use this for, cutting shiners sticking out of studs after we re-nail them so you don't have to pull them. You can cut strap with this. You can cut bolts with them if there's too long. You can cut steel beams if it came down to it. You can do a lot with this, including but not limited to sharpening the waffle on your hammer. That's my personal go-to. Caulking gun. Husky makes a decent one, Tajima makes a decent one. These are great to have for when it's time to do subfloor. Get yourself one of these, get yourself a smaller one too for window sealant, foundation sealant, sill sealant, all that good stuff. All right, So that's a bulk of the tools that it takes to get the job done. So now we're gonna look into some of the tools to make sure that the job gets done well. Here's the first tool on my list to make sure that the job gets done well. And it's this little guy right here. If I had to pick one tool that I could make every framer carry in their tool bags, I would probably pick this little guy. This is the Bosch GPL 100-50G. This is a 5-point self-leveling dot laser. And it's green too, which means it's a little bit easier to see outside. Here's what's amazing about it. It shoots 90 degrees. I've got a square point from here to here. It's exactly 3 inches up from the bottom. So if I set this here, I can run across the house. This thing is good up to 100 and something feet. I can stick my tape right on the floor, reference to the 3-inch mark. In this case, my tape is 3 1/16, so my tailgate is a 16th out of level. I cannot believe that. This dirt is so coarse. What's up with that? This part right here, perfectly in plane with the laser. So if I push this up against the bottom plate of a wall, it's gonna perfectly split the edge of that, and then it'll plumb up to the top plate, and I can use this to level my walls, no matter the height of the walls, and that is priceless. I used to carry a 12-foot extension Stabilo level, and I put it in my garage, and I haven't used it in over a year because of how useful and versatile this laser is. So, next thing to make sure things get done well, laser measurer. This is something a lot of people are speculative about it, saying they don't like it, it's not accurate. This is more accurate than using a tape measure 99.9% of the time. I can guarantee it, and I would put money down on it. These are accurate up to the 32nd. This one is accurate up to 135 feet. I keep this in my bags at all times, so if I need to measure a floor joist, a steel beam, I can measure it myself, and I can do it quickly and efficiently and safely and in one try. So next on the QC, making sure things get done well. This is the Milwaukee 3-plane laser. I can level any single point, and I have a receiver for it. So if I need to use this in a super bright day and I can't see anything, I can bust this guy out with my receiver and get it super accurate. So that is another great thing to have, and I love that it's Milwaukee batteries, so I can just throw an M12 on the charger, and I don't need to worry about having a million C batteries or whatever. All right, last thing in the get it done well 2-foot level. This is the only stick level that I own. Johnson sent it out to me, 75th anniversary. It's just like their old school levels with the dual vials, whatever. I'm geeking out. But a 2-foot level is the one where I just like to have it. It's a little bit better than a torpedo or a speed square with a level vial in it. You can use this for building benches, for doing niches, for doing shelves, backing, things like that. A 2-foot level, sometimes you just can't beat it, and a laser just won't do the same. All right, now here is a life-saving tool. This is what I call a wall puller. This one's homemade, believe it or not. And basically how it works is this folds down, hammer this down, hook this into your wall plate, and pull, and that's gonna lean this back. What else is great? I can flip it over, hammer this down, push this up against something, and now it's a wall pusher. We've all built walls and had the floor sticking out more than 5.5 inches and the sheathing's overhanging. It's pulled your wall out 3/8, and there's nothing you can do to get it in. This is what you can do to get it in. All right, now that is pretty much everything that you need to get the job done. Now, the last few things on this list are gonna be more relevant to some than others. Depends on the crew, regardless of whether you like it or not. These are the tools it's required to get the job done safely. So, I've got 2 of them right here. Brain buckets, hard hats, whatever you want to call it. GoPro mount. I keep 2 here, so if one of my coworkers needs one, they forgot theirs at another project, whatever, I've got it there. It's better to have it when you need it than to not have it when you wish you did. So, this right here, that's one of them. Number 2, work boots, steel toe, ankle support, all that good stuff. Next item on the safety agenda, harness and lanyard. I like to have a high-vis colored one because it also counts as a safety vest if I need to be wearing high-vis colors. Lanyard, 3 or 4 foot lanyard. Hook it on your back, have your buddy do it if you can't pull off the chicken wing very well. Most harnesses will have a loop. Hook that there, it stays out of the way. When you need to hook onto a rope, you can hook onto it easily right here. Safety glasses. I keep a pair at all times. They're there and you can perform whatever task might be irritating you safely with fully open eyes, and you don't need to worry about getting anything in there and hurting them. So that brings me to this next one. This bucket is basically full of all sorts of random crap. You want to keep a toolbox or a tool bag. You want to keep it there to keep all of your odds and ends tools. I'm talking things like hole saws, pry bar, tin snips, extra cat's paws, wacky tacker, AKA hammer stapler, respirators. That's huge if you're in the remodeling industry. Layout square, all sorts of gold tools in there that might just save the day. So that's everything that I keep in my truck that you need to do framing. Now let's talk about what's not in my truck. Oof, sorry GoPro. Let's talk about what's on my truck now. This here is a Werner 300-pound limit 6-foot step ladder. This right here will get you through most of the tasks on a typical framing job site. It's also worth carrying a Gorilla extension ladder. The 5-foot models in particular are great. It can extend up to 12 or 14 feet, I believe, which is usually enough to get you through most tasks. A lot of what we do is up high, and having something like this will let you take care of those things. Hurricane ties, drywall backing, hangers, anything like that. It's worth throwing a $90 ladder up on your racks. All right guys, with that, I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you learned something from it. If there's anything you think I should add, please let me know. I'm always looking to add more tools to the arsenal that I carry in my truck every day. It can only make me better as a carpenter, and I just hope that it was able to help you be better as a carpenter as well. Let me know what other videos you guys want to see in the future, other topics you might like some info on, and any tips or advice, anything you have for me. I'm a young guy, I'm a young carpenter, I'm growing, I'm learning. I would love to hear anything that you guys have to help me do better as well. Yeah, frame on.